Hi guys, it's Allie, and today is going to be a bit of a different writing vlog. So I told you guys in my last video that if all went according to plan, there would be a writing vlog up today, which is Wednesday. But lo and behold, all did not go according to plan, and I actually spent Tuesday, the day that I usually film these videos, with my mom picking up bridesmaids' dresses. So I didn't really have a ton of time to write, and definitely not to film myself and edit and anything like that. So I thought, at first, no big deal, I'll just record on Wednesday. I'll wake up super early in the morning so that I can get right to writing and have plenty of time to edit and get the video posted. I've done that before and it's worked fine, so okay, sure, I'll do that. But it's been very cold in Florida in the past 2 days, and after living in Florida full-time for 2 years, I now cannot function in any weather under 70 degrees. So I am completely unable to get out of my bed in the morning if it is cold at all, which it was. And so I have spent the past however many hours this morning just laying in my bed watching videos on Facebook instead of doing what I plan to do. And so that all brings us to this, which is that I am not going to be doing an actual writing vlog today, just because I, first of all, don't really have a ton of time, and second of all, I don't have a ton of motivation, which I'll get into in a second. But rather than just not posting at all, which I considered, I figured that rather than just not post, I would give you guys a bit of a writing update, kind of like how I used to do my writing vlogs before I actually started vlogging myself during the writing process, and just kind of give you an update on what the past, 2 months of my writing life has been like. Spoiler, not much. But I thought that it would be a good time to kind of talk you through where my writing has been at and the pros and cons of the kind of things that I've been working on and going through. So without further ado, let's talk about the past few months. Ever since like mid-December at the start of the holiday season, I just really haven't been working on my main work in progress a lot, and we can get into the details of why that is. I mean, part of it is wedding planning, part of it was the holiday season, part of it is the post-NaNoWriMo slump that especially hits you when it comes after November, because everybody is going into a holiday season or they are in the midst of a holiday season, so it's just kind of welcoming that slump, even after all of this productivity that you've worked up over the past 30 days. Kind of goes out the window if you don't work on it for the next 2 months, which I firmly believe in, and yet here I am. So I have not done really any work on my current work in progress since early December, which sucks. That's kind of just a result of a bunch of different things, and some of those things were avoidable and some of them weren't, and I am incredibly disappointed in that, and I think that's part of the reason why I was hesitant to make a writing vlog in the first place, is because I would have to kind of own up to the fact that I'm still working on the same draft that I was working on in November, and I was so determined to finish that draft in 2019, and here we are, almost at the end of January 2020, and I'm nowhere near close to finished because I am still working on the same exact scene that I was working on the last time that we spoke. And that's upsetting and that's sad, and I'm not happy with that. I'm not beating myself up over it because I try not to, but it's still just like disappointing to be in that position. Now, the one thing that has kind of been my saving grace is that rather than working on my current work in progress, I have had a bunch of new ideas in the past 2 months, so I'm really excited about all that. So, not to give you every single idea that I've had in the past 2 months, but I haven't had a period of creative growth or productivity like the one that I've experienced in the past 2 months since high school. And so I have had a few ideas here and there throughout the years, but I don't really stick to all of them very closely, and a lot of them kind of just get lost because they aren't really grasping me in any way. I think of like, oh, that's a cool story, but I don't actually want to sit down and write it, if that makes sense. And I had that a lot in high school. I had that feeling a lot of like, this is a story I want to write, but I have not really had that feeling in a very, very long time. And so a lot of the stories that I've actually been working on in the past few years since high school have been based on those ideas that I had way back when, and they've changed a bunch. Like the current work in progress that I am working on is originally from an idea that I had in high school, but I've said multiple times, so you guys probably already know this, but the story is so different now than it was before that it's barely even recognizable aside from the main character. The main character is really the only thing that has stayed consistent. Pretty much everything else has changed. So that is where I'm pulling a lot of my ideas from. It's like the old high school Allie is all of her ideas are coming to me now, and I'm working on them now. And that's great to a certain extent, but it's not a great feeling to feel like your creative heyday is in the past, that all of your best ideas are past you. And I wasn't really happy with that. I don't know. Like, I love those ideas that I had in high school. There are a few that I still really love. But it's just, I want to know that the best stories are still ahead of me. So I was really happy, in one sense, to have these past few months of this burst of creative energy and have all of these new story ideas, because it has reaffirmed the feeling that, you know, I can continue coming up with stories. It's not just the ideas that I had when I was in a creative writing class in high school. It goes beyond that. I have more stories to tell, and there are more stories inside me than just the ones that I had when I was a teenager. And so that's really exciting. But in the same vein as that, I'm also not super thrilled that in having all of these new ideas, I have put aside an idea that is very important to me and that I have been working so hard to finish. And so it's, you know, it's tough. It's a tough call to make, but I think I'm both happy and disappointed at the same time, and that's just how it's going to be until I can finish this frickin' draft of this book. So I will be back with another writing vlog where I will actually write, I promise, if all goes according to plan. But for now, I thought that this is as good a time as any to do another rambly video. I'm sorry for so many rambly videos. 2020 will not all be like this, I promise. But just to kind of update you on where my writing has been at, and kind of update you on, I've had a bunch of ideas. I've not worked on my work in progress very much, but I am going to. The draft will be finished eventually, and I am looking forward to doing that alongside you. You will see me finish this draft, I promise. So, with all that being said, I think I'm going to leave it here for today because I do have to edit this video and get it posted, and I am going to just kind of sign off here. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.